Hey, welcome to the second course video for the song Aqua Regia from Sleep Token and their album Take Me Back to Eden. I'm musically malnourished and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. In these videos, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So let's get in, see what we can figure out about Aqua Regia. All right, Aqua Regia is the fourth single off Sleep Token's third record. Single comes just a day after the release of Granite, 2 weeks after Chokehold and The Summoning. Aqua Regia, a mixture of concentrated nitric and hydrochloric acids, usually 1 part of the former to 3 parts of the latter. By volume, this mixture was given its name literally, royal water, by the alchemists because of its ability to dissolve gold. There's gold. Okay, let's get up into the lyrics. And as always, I'm sure you guys will help me out. As when it gets, I feel like as it gets later into the album, there are definitely some songs that are much simpler to kind of decipher and lay hold of. They're all cool so that's fine, the listening experience. But really understanding them, I feel like they get a little easier as the album goes on. But you guys are always helpful in the comments. Well, my love is an animal call, cutting through the darkness, bouncing off the walls, between teeth on a broken jaw, following a blood trail, frothing at the mall. These days, I'm a circuit board, integrated hardware you cannot afford, the perfect start to a perfect war, putting down the roses, picking up the sword. And I think somebody in the comments had mentioned this idea of it felt like Take Me Back to Eden was kind of Vessel taking agency and pushing back against things, whereas This Place Will Become Your Tomb is really this sitting in maybe the depression and desire of a love lost, but this is really kind of coming face to face, kind of after you've settled and thought, and then being like, hold up. No, hold on. Let me say something. So my love is an animal call, cutting through the darkness, bouncing off the wall. So obviously this call going out is just echoing. Between teeth on a broken jaw. So I wonder if he's trying to say, like, he understands he's been hurt, right? That he's suffered harm. Maybe that's the broken jaw. Obviously, the call going out between your teeth. It's just the act of calling out, of speaking. And this animal, this like animalistic side to it. And you get in here following a blood trail, frothing at the mall. There's like this aggression to it. These days, I'm a circuit board, integrated hardware you can't afford. The perfect start to a perfect war, putting down the roses, picking up the sword. So I think it's also maybe this realization of like him understanding some sense of his value. And then the closing line, like, I'm putting down these roses, I'm picking up a sword, kind of like what I said before. I'm going to take some agency. Let's see. These generally speak to lore. We'll see. Referring to the animalistic nature of the narrator's desire, it's base, primal, raw, undefined. Vessel, or the narrator, introducing his desires and lust as something he struggles to control. Singer is comparing himself to gold without mentioning the metal by name. Okay, well, I get, is there gold on a circuit board? I know there are metals. Okay, I stand corrected. Circuit boards contain gold, typically as a thin plating on connectors, pins, and contact points to ensure conductivity, prevent corrosion, with older components like CPUs containing significant amounts, making e-waste a valuable source of precious metal recovery, sometimes containing more gold per ton than mined ore. Wow. Oh, sorry. Computer parts take a decent amount of gold to construct, with motherboards taking the most. Many major conflicts through history were sparked due to disagreements over wealth, which gold is a well-known symbol for. Okay, that gives us a little information about Aqua Regia, but we've already looked at that. Well, my past is a holy book, a call from Olympus ringing off the hook. Between the pain and the way you look, I'm stuck in a time where the mountains shook. And these days, I'm a picture frame, screaming at the sunshine, singing in the rain. Sugar on the blood cells, carbon on the brain, all of Eden's vices running through my veins. Whew, okay. Let's take these line by line and see what this says. Following the theme of gold metaphors, this is referencing the historical practice of holy manuscripts being written in gold or written upon pages of gold. This was done to luxury copies of texts of holy significance. Vessels using this metaphor and the comparisons to mythology and religion say his romantic past is both ancient and sacred. Between the pain and the way you look suggests a dichotomy between emotional turmoil, aesthetic beauty, reflecting Vessel's internal struggle to reconcile conflicting emotions. This line underscores the complexity of human experience wherein moments of suffering coexist with moments of fleeting joy or admiration. Vessel's unable to live a life that is stable and non-dynamic. Events and relationships are volatile and changes are frequent. There's no room for vulnerability when you're constantly on the emotional defensive out of self-preservation. These lines may refer to the amount of time spent online on social sites such as Twitter, X, where a person is represented by just their profile picture and can become frustrated with things others perceive as good while being happy about things others identify as bad. I don't know. That doesn't fully resonate with me, but I don't necessarily have a better offer. I mean, obviously screaming at the sunshine, singing in the rain. I mean, singing in the rain normally, it's like this desire to be in the dark and in the turmoil. I mean, screaming in the rain normally would, or singing in the rain would normally have this context of like joy in the midst of difficulty, but it may also just be this reveling in the dark when you're kind of juxtaposing it with screaming at sunshine. Glucose, the scientific name for sugar, can have the effect of making individual blood cells stiffer, more rigid, and more prone to cell death. This can have the side effects of blindness, numbness, and extremities. Combine this with the effect of either carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide on the blood vessels in the brain, which cause higher blood pressure, lightheadedness, and dizziness. It's easy enough to theorize. Vessel's talking about the chemical side effects of a given set of substances. The next line references what substance is running through his veins, all of Eden's vices. Rephrase this as vices of Eden, and this could refer to a book written by Arpita Bawal by the same title, which refers to the vices as the 7 deadly sins. So also a common way to refer to the 7 sins as vices or vices of man. These may be the substance running through his veins just as much as his blood is. In a combination, it's possible that Vessel finds a dizzying, possibly dangerous high or state of happiness from indulgence in these vices, or is aware of their ability to cause such a thing as a result of being human. Jeez. Aqua Regia. Oxytocin running in the ether. There's so many epic lines in here, man. Silicone ballrooms, subatomic interactions if it's all good. Gold rush, acid flux, saturate me, I can't get enough. Cold love, hot blood, run into your heart when you're thinking of. Woo. Oxytocin is a hormone. Somebody in the comments on this said, are we sure Vessel doesn't have a PhD in chemistry? Oxytocin is a hormone that produces feelings of empathy and attachment toward others, essential in romantic attraction. Silicone is a crucial element in the production of all sorts of electronics, such as smartphones and their subparts. Ballrooms present a useful context for knowing and interacting with strangers, romantically or otherwise. These lines might be alluding to the very intangible and non-personal human connection that happen in modern means of interacting with other people, such as in dating apps, through a series of electrical interactions on our smartphones, throughout the ether, as in the internet. Gold rush is an expression that can mean any situation where people rush towards some great reward, real or just promised. It's most likely referring to the pursuit of true love within the context of this song and band. Acid flux, an expression, echoes Aqua Regia, an acidic solution capable of dissolving gold. These lines might allude to the ebbs and flows that happen in the pursuit of love. Romantic rewards are sometimes achieved only to be completely dissolved, restarting the quest of finding love again. This repetitive process is both tiring and instigating to the lyrical speaker, as heard in the lines, "Saturate me, I can't get enough." Which, those ideas do seem to kind of fit the duality that he's constantly wrestling with, like knowing something's not great for him, but wanting it anyways. I mean, obviously, cold love, to be intimate with someone without any other deeper, more personal connection. Yeah, or just like love that's grown cold, but I guess paired with hot blood, it could just be this, like, we have an emotional distance, and yet when we're together, there's this heat, this passion, usually kind of a volatile mix. The hot blood is most likely flowing from the speaker's genitals to their heart. Okay. In other words, and along with cold love, these lines might mean the singer gets intimate with people or simply lusts for it, but inevitably starts ideating love from there. So yeah. Okay. When you're thinking of them. Bridge. Oh, when I am done dancing to alarm bells. So again, that continues that idea. There's some alarm bells, maybe some concern about this relationship, but I'm dancing to these alarm bells. Almost like the Dark Omens, or not Dark Omens. You know what song I'm referring to. No wonder my ears are still ringing, and I am done fighting off change. No wonder my arms are still swinging. Alarm bells could mean notification sounds, such as the ones we get matched to others on dating apps or when receiving messages. In this case, the dance to alarm bells vessels painting his efforts of checking, responding to said notifications, hope of finding romantic connection, and now how that process leaves him rather confused and maybe lost. This interpretation is reinforced by the third line in the chorus, silicone ballrooms, which alerts to the electronic devices through which said dances between romantic prospects popularly takes place. And at this point, Vessel has chosen to surrender to the currents that life is dragging him in. Rather than avoiding being the person he's destined to be, being reluctant to embrace a new path, he's decided to accept himself for who he is and will be. I'm done fighting off change. No wonder my arms are still swinging. And then a repeated chorus. Yeah, there's a lot going on here, man. This is a tough song, and I know it goes way deeper, and you may even have some different perspective. I really had to lean on the annotations on that one. So I look forward to your thoughts. Feel free to share them in the comments. Super cool song regardless. And just, man, put so many cool words in here. Subatomic interactions, if it's all good. All right. Thanks for being with me for this one. Hope to see you in the next one. It's reading good.